Coming up tonight on Middle Tennessee News. MTSU ranks in the top 100 from U.S. News under one category, and another art gallery is brought to the Bragg Building.
MTN students traveled to Paris over the summer and went off the beaten path and embraced themselves within the European culture. All those stories plus your local weather and sports. Middle Tennessee News starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Noah Brady.
And I'm Kara Fullington. Welcome to Middle Tennessee News.
The MTSU Board of Trustees has requested additional funds for the new Applied Engineering Building. Last year, MTSU received state approval for $55 million towards the new Applied Engineering Building that will house the Engineering Technologies and Mechatronics Engineering program. However, due to significant inflation in construction costs, the Board of Trustees has requested an additional $20 million to be added to the project budget. The Applied Engineering Building will be located south of the new Concrete and Construction Management Building and is the next step in the rejuvenation of the Applied Sciences program.
U.S. News has announced their evaluations for 1,500 colleges and universities, with MTSU ranking among them. The university was evaluated and ranked in different categories, such as mobility, best undergraduate engineering programs, nursing, and top national university. These rankings come just 2 years after MTSU cracked the top 100 in social mobility for the first time, where now they are currently ranked 82nd. This ranking has improved due to a recently announced program called MT Tuition Free, which allows qualified students to go to school for lower cost or even tuition free.
There will be 4 constitutional amendments up for vote on the November 8th, 2022 ballot. The First Amendment proposed would introduce a new section to Article 11 of the Tennessee Constitution, making it illegal to deny or attempt to deny employment to any person because of the person's membership in, affiliation with, resignation from, or refusal to join or affiliate with any labor union. If you would like to learn more about the other proposed amendments, visit the Rutherford County Election Commission website for more information.
Our reporter Taylor Lawson joined the fermentation department for the grape harvest this year. Although things didn't go as planned, this event was still a huge success.
Fermentation Science Department's annual grape harvest didn't go quite as planned this year, but they didn't let that get them down. The rain may have even added to the fun.
So people come and they pick the grapes and they harvest them, and which just means you cut them off the vine, put them in a big bucket, we bring them down here, and they put them through a destemmer, which takes all the stems off and the seeds out, and they put them in a juicer, which creates the juice, and then you get to take home a gallon of juice.
Professors from the department even brought their fermentation tools.
Okay, so that is a destemmer crusher. What it does is it knocks the grapes off the stems, separates the stems from the grapes, and it crushes the grapes, breaks the grapes open, and then from there we'll take the grapes and put it over into the press, and it'll press the grapes and squeeze the juice out. And the juice is what we're giving to them.
So this is a 90-liter bladder press. It's called a bladder press because on the inside there is a rubber bladder that when you put the fruit in around the bladder inside that screen on the outside and you close the top, put water or air into the bladder, it expands the bladder and pushes the fruit out against the screen so the juice comes out through the screen, leaving the pulp and the skins and seeds inside.
Ultimately, though, it was all about having a good time.
I just have a really good time when I'm here. I'm a Master Gardener. I like talking to people. I like telling them about the Master Gardener program. I like telling them that there is a fermentation program at MTSU. They all seem incredibly grateful for the opportunity to come out to some place like this, learn about the grapes, learn about cutting the grapes, learn about growing the grapes, and having a really good time with their kids.
Taylor Lawson, Murfreesboro, Middle Tennessee News.
Next year for another, hopefully more sunny grape harvest.
Rutherford County Sheriff's Office will be working overtime the next couple of weeks. From September 3rd through September 23rd, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office will be conducting a Booze It and Lose It campaign. This campaign is focusing on letting drivers know that the long-term effects from illicit or prescription drugs and alcohol use will affect their driving and cause life-threatening accidents. For their extra time that the Sheriff's Office is putting in, they are being paid overtime.
The Tennessee Department of Health received a grant over the past weekend. The department was given a $5 million grant for improvements in certain clinical programs. The funds will be used towards a Title V agency of maternal and children's health. This money will assist things such as the ability to acquire quality health care services for expecting mothers and their children. It will cover all aspects of the Title V agency and will be used as another step towards a better life for new families in the state.
And now Carly Sutton joins us with our first look at the weather.
I hope everyone has had a great summer. I certainly missed being here on Middle Tennessee News, but things are heating back up throughout the mid-state for some warm September weather. Today's highs throughout our mid-state cities are staying pretty consistent in the high 70s, with only Shelbyville and Mount Juliet reaching that 80-degree mark. Conditions today in our covered cities are mostly sunny, with only a few clouds looming over to give our humid day some much-needed shade. Stick around because after the break, I will definitely be back with our evening forecast, ready for your nightly plans.
Carly, we're definitely looking forward to it. And still ahead on Middle Tennessee News, MTSU is hosting a creative writing conference with a special guest speaker coming to the event. And we are joined by an MTN reporter as they traveled to Paris and were able to dive into Europe's culture, news, and hidden treasures. That's coming up next on Middle Tennessee News.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News. On September 11th, MTSU held their 8th annual 9/11 Remembrance on campus. The event was held in the Tom H. Jackson Building's Cantrell Hall and hosted by the Charlie and Hazel Daniels Veterans and Military Family Center. Former Secret Service agent and Navy veteran Greg Mays was the guest speaker. Mays shared thoughts on how the world has changed since 9/11. 3 of MTSU's ROTC senior cadets read a timeline of the events of 9/11 and spoke on how it inspired their choices to join the military. To remember the 3,000 victims, a special field of flags was put outside Tom Jackson Building by Veterans Memorial. And MTSU is having an at-home and in-person creative writing conference next week. On September 23rd and 24th, MTSU is holding a writing conference. The theme of the conference is Truth or Dare, writing beyond the boundaries of form, genre, tough topics, and taboo. The in-person events start Friday at 7 p.m. at the Graffiti Alley in downtown Murfreesboro. On Saturday, the in-person event will be held from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Even though it's the first newscast of the semester, MTN was working hard over the summer in a very unique place. Check this out.
Tourists in Paris are often seen with a map in hand, looking for all the iconic sites. But those who go off the beaten path can find maps leading to some unexpected discoveries.
Every time, every day you can discover something new you never saw, so it's really interesting.
If you follow Beatrice Loeb-Larac up a quiet staircase and down a small hallway, you'll find a treasure trove, a library founded in the late 50s by her father.
He was also a collector. He was really fond of geography and books, old books. And when I was 15, I said to him, no, never, I will never do it. And 10 years later, maybe.
The collection of maps and books here is remarkable. Some of the maps are quite old.
I like Italian maps from the 16th century.
And some are more modern.
It's funny.
Not all maps in their collection deal with geography. Some are about different visions of the world.
People were afraid they didn't know about animals, so often it was whales, but you can see sea monsters in the sea on the maps.
And some of the treasures at this off-the-beaten-path library aren't maps at all, like these vintage postcards. Beatrice enjoys meeting visitors and collectors from all over the world, and even though the collection is extensive, she's always discovering something new, in a world where new lines are always being drawn.
It's exciting. It moves every year, every century. The boundaries are moving.
You'll need an appointment to see these treasures for yourself. Look for the 13th Arrondissement on your map of Paris. Cameron Eschenfelder, Middle Tennessee News, Off the Beaten Path.
Media timeline was very interesting to look at all summer long, seeing friends of mine from MTN in Europe and in Paris as well. Make sure to join and make sure to check out their final video about all of the places that are off the beaten path in Paris later on in October on MiddleTennesseeNews.net under the Special Reports tab.
If you're looking for captivating perspectives and portraits, then look no further than the Bragg Media and Entertainment Building at MTSU. They are currently hosting a photo gallery for Lali Khalid, an award-winning artist from Pakistan and a professor at Ithaca College in New York. The gallery, Never Without Their Own Distortion, displays works from 3 of her projects showcasing the struggles of being a woman of color in America, and asks to start a dialogue about stopping discriminatory practices of immigrants. The gallery will run through October 27th with an artist talk on Tuesday, October 20th at 6 p.m.
And now Carly Sutton joins us with tonight's forecast.
I don't know about you guys, but I was definitely grateful for the cooler weather that we're starting to have, even though it's going to start heating back up. It was pretty humid today, but not to worry because temperatures are dropping down for a chilly evening tonight. Our mid-state cities will all be in the mid to low 50s tonight, with McMinnville and Shelbyville both at the lowest of 53 degrees. That's pretty cold. Winds will be picking up a bit after the sun goes down tonight, so make sure you have something to bundle up with if you plan to hit the town. Coming up after the break, I will have our full 5-day forecast for the rest of the week and into our sunny weekend. Noah, back to you.
Thanks, Carly. We'll be looking forward to it. And still ahead on Middle Tennessee News, Carly brings us our full weather report. And Middle Tennessee News traveled to Antioch, Tennessee for live coverage of MT Hockey Club. That's on the other side of the break, so stick around.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move. So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
black truck. Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Back to Middle Tennessee news, and I don't know if you all have noticed, but that sunny and 75 weather is starting to hit the sweet spot as we get later on into September, moving into October. Here's Carly with the full weather report for us.
Thank you, Noah, and welcome back everybody for our full 5-day forecast to finish out this beautiful week here in Murfreesboro. Today, our high averaged at about 79 degrees with partly cloudy sky. Heading into tonight, we will have some chilly winds cooling us off from our humid day today with a low of 55 degrees. The rest of the week is heating back up to those sunny summer temperatures starting tomorrow with a high of 86 and a low of around 60 degrees. On Friday, our sunny high will be averaging around 87 degrees with a low of 61 the following night. Though there is no rain in sight, please make sure to watch out for all that humid weather coming back. Friday will still be the most humid day of the week. So as those temperatures continue to heat back up, just make sure you're warned. Heading into the weekend, we will see our highest temperatures yet for this week in the high 80s, with mostly sunny skies. On Saturday, we are looking around a high of 86 and a low of 62. Sunday will be our hottest day of the week, averaging out at about 88 degrees with another low of 62. This weekend would be a great one to get out and about despite those higher temperatures because humidity is expected to be really low. And Saturday and Sunday are both expected to have a few scattered clouds to relieve us all from that sunshine. And if you are looking to get out and about in this nice weather, make sure to check out all the local events that are happening here in Murfreesboro. Our community this weekend will be having the 18th Annual Greenway Art Festival located at the Old Fort Park Trailhead from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. this Saturday. This event is fun for all ages and includes many different vendors and performances, including a variety of original art that will be available for purchase. Performances, admission, and parking for this family-friendly event are completely free. I know I'll be there.
Thank you so much, Carly. I know it might be a hot take, but I am ready for that cold weather. And speaking of hot takes, when we come back on the other side of the break, Dylan Simmons is over in the MTN Sports Den. He'll have all your full sports report after the break, talking MTSU football, hockey, women's soccer, and more, so be sure to stick around.
I know I'm ready to get my sweater on.
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread the waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Thanks, Noah, and welcome back to the Sports Den, everyone. I cannot wait to share the best of MTSU athletics with all of you this semester. And speaking of exciting things, Rowdy Raider hockey is back. They returned this past weekend against Georgia Tech. The atmosphere was electric inside the Fordyce Center, or as I like to call it, the Ice Castle. Game 1 on Friday was a very physical matchup that harkened back to the NHL of the 1990s, with MTSU scoring goals thanks to players such as Clay Stalzer. Stalzer would score 2 emphatic goals on the night and was joined by Lyndon Palmer and Robert Settle, who each scored 1 of their own. However, the Raiders could not overcome a late 5-minute major penalty that ended up costing them in an 8-4 defeat. MT would return to form the next day as they went strike for strike with the Jackets. A stone-cold goal from Harvey Wrench would send the game to overtime, where the teams played to a draw. The Raiders will now head south to play the Georgia Bulldogs in their first road series of the season. And I gotta say, seeing it up close and personal this weekend as a play-by-play anchor and also getting to see the behind-the-scenes stuff was awesome. And I would definitely recommend everyone check out Rowdy Raider hockey on MTN Sports. Blue Raider football had a field day in Fort Collins, Colorado this past Saturday. MTSU's offense was Edison certified electric as Chase Cunningham led the team to 266 yards through the air and Frank Peasant gained 93 on the ground. Isaiah Gathings emerged as the next superstar wide receiver as he made 11 receptions for 93 yards on the day. The greatest revelation for MT was a brick wall defense that recorded 9 sacks on Colorado State quarterback Clay Millen, tying the all-time record for a single MTSU game. Head coach Rick Stockstill would state that he thought we made him feel uncomfortable, in reference to quarterback Millen. MTSU now looks ahead to this Saturday as they host their first game of the year against Tennessee State. And I would definitely recommend everyone come down to check out this game in Johnny Red Floyd Stadium. The atmosphere is going to be absolutely off the charts, and it's certainly something you're not going to forget. Women's soccer has completed its non-conference slate. The Lady Raiders played on Vanderbilt on Sunday night at Dean Hayes Track and Soccer Stadium and would unfortunately suffer defeat. After upsetting Lady Commodores last year, there would be no such success as they were shut out despite the best efforts of Eleanor Go and company. Despite the setback, Coach Aston Roden remains positive about the future, as he stated that playing teams like Ole Miss and Vanderbilt serve a purpose. Time will tell how MT rebounds as they begin their conference slate this weekend against UAB on Sunday. And of course, we are going to be cheering on the MTSU women's soccer team off to a 2-4-1 start on the season, but we know they're going to get to that next level. Blue Raider tennis will soon be getting a home in the great outdoors. MTSU will be breaking ground on a new outdoor tennis complex starting this Thursday. It will be located on the same site that the Buck Bolden courts currently sit on. Men's head coach Jimmy Borendame said that the new complex will be a game changer for MTSU and the entirety of the Middle Tennessee area as a whole. The new outdoor monument is currently on track to make its grand debut in 2023. We will have more on this groundbreaking event soon. Men's basketball has released their full schedule for the 2022-23 season. MT has unique opponents to prepare for this year, especially in the out-of-conference games. The Raiders will square up to the challengers of Chattanooga, Stephen F. Austin, and Murray State, among others. In addition, the Raiders will play in 20 hot-blooded matchups against USA teams this year. MTSU looks to defend their 17-game win streak at the Glass House this year against the best of this nation. Look out for Shaq-like domination from players such as DeAndre Dishman and Jalen Jordan this year. Noah, back to you.
Thanks, Dylan. And wrapping up our show tonight, it is National Cream-Filled Donut Day. This sweet treat originated in the New World, or what is now known as New York City.
One way to observe this national holiday is to stop by your local donut shop, and there's one right around the corner, Donut Country.
Thank you so much for joining us here on Middle Tennessee News. I'm Noah Brady, joined by Kira Fullington, Dylan Simmons, and Carly Sutton. And we wanted to wish sports anchor, Mr. Dylan Simmons himself.
If you missed this or any show, you can watch them on our website, MiddleTennesseeNews.net. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media sites as well as Facebook/Middle Tennessee News or at Middle TN News on Twitter and Instagram as well as TikTok. We'll see you Monday, September 19th for our next show.
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread the
Oh,
waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.